And welcome back again. Now we're going to take a look at an example where we can practice how to find quartiles and percentiles. So here we go. We are given the hourly pay rates in dollars for 17 high school students. Here are all the 17 numbers on this chart. And we need to find the quartiles first. And in order to find the quartiles, we always want to start off by listing the numbers from lowest to highest, which I did in advance just so that I could save our time explaining it here. It is something that you already know how to, but two tips or two things we should remember is whenever we are listing the numbers, make sure that you cross out the numbers that you have already included on the list so you don't have to count them twice. And last, once you have listed them all, count to see how many you've listed to make sure that you haven't forgotten any. For example, I made the mistake myself first when I was listing them, and I forgot to list number 8 twice, okay, because it does repeat. But thankfully, I counted them at the end, and then I fixed my mistake. So we're going to get started with finding the quartiles. Now, when we find quartiles, we always start by finding the second quartile. So that would be step 1. Now, find the second quartile. And you know what? For short, we're going to use some acronyms in here. Who wants to write quartile all the time? So we're going to write Q2 for the second quartile. Now remember that the second quartile is always the median of your data set. And we're going to find the second quartile just like we find median in general. And I'm going to use my strategy of hiding the numbers from outside in. So I would go by, I don't know, like 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I still have numbers left in here. And then I see I have 1 in here, 1 in here. And it seems that we have just located the median of the data set right here. That will make Q2. So we're going to say that Q2 equals 9.45. Step 2. So we are going to find now the second unknown, which is quartile number 1. So find the first quartile. Now, it doesn't really matter if you find the first or the third at this point in time. What's important though is we always start with Q2. Okay? Now, the first quartile, we're going to call it Q1, and that will be the median of the first half in our data set. So Q1. So in this case, what I would do is I would go in my first half here. This is our first half. And I'll try to find the median. So again, I'm going to use a highlighter. And I'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I see that I have 2 numbers in the middle. So which means that the first quartile will be the average of these 2 numbers. So that would be our Q1. So Q1 equals 8.00 plus 8.25. Divide that by 2. And on average, that would be 8.13. And last but not least, that would be our step 3, is determine quartile 3. So find the third quartile. So that's Q3, and it must be the median of the second half. And the median of the second half is found in the same way we found Q1, obviously. And let me choose another color here, and I'll go orange. This is better orange. Okay, so we're gonna go again. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go 3 numbers from the beginning of the interval, going from beginning inside, 3 numbers here, and I see that I have 2 numbers in the middle. So I have these 2 in the middle together. And we're going to say that in order to find Q3, then we need to know the average of these 2. Okay, let's make it more circular. Okay, Q3. And Q3 would equal 10.75 plus 11.25 divided by 2. That's 21, 22 divided by 2, or 11. So Q3 equals 11. So $11 then. Let's give it unit measurements as well. Since we know what we're talking about. We're talking about money here, right? So I'm going to do it with the other, to $9.45. And $8.13 as well here. All right, so we found all the quartiles, and we're happy about it, aren't we? So there goes Q2, Q1, and then Q3. Now, in the next question, we're asked to find what does the percentile mean when if we are told that Damien is paid in the 85th percentile of this group. Okay, so 85th percentile means that we need to find out first how many members will be in the first 85%. So 85% of 17 members, right? Would be how much? So we're going to say that 85% of 17 is 0.85 times 17. And that equals 14.45. So the first 85th percentile of this group will be made of 14 people. So we need to round down for the same reasons as we said in the previous example. So 14 people will make up the first 85% of the group. Okay, so that means that the number of students who earn less money per hour than Damien is 14. So 14 people will earn less than what Damien earns. Right? So that means that Damien must be the 15th student. in the list, right? So that means that, look at the list. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it means that Damien makes $11.50 per hour. Okay. Oh, we just answered question C actually. So what is Damien's the hourly pay rate? So that would be $11.50 per hour. Okay. So please try to complete your homework. I will indicate this on our Google Class what question to complete. And have fun studying, and ask me any questions or email me any questions if you have.